Hey there, Aries, and welcome to your January 2020 Creativity Tarot reading. My name is Kayleigh Jean, and welcome to my channel. I record these readings for creatives, artists, and entrepreneurs, or anybody who is interested in their personal growth or spirituality in any way. So if these topics interest you, I encourage you to go ahead and keep watching. You can use this reading for your sun, rising, or your moon sign. And sometimes it's normal if they don't resonate, or it's possible that one of your other signs will make more sense for you. It's also normal if these readings don't make sense at the beginning of the month, but then as you go through the month, you may start to feel that there are connections and thematic relationships between this reading and your life. So I encourage you to save this video and come back to it throughout the month, as it's likely to ring a few more bells at the end of the month. Okay, so for you, Aries, as I was tuning in spiritually, I was being given an image of like one person's hands kind of like this, and then another person's hands like this. And I don't know if they were two different people, but to me, the symbolism of this speaks to, on the one hand, the person who's kind of in the prayer position with their hands is sort of embracing something within themselves, and then the other kind of hand position is more like receiving something. So there's some kind of symbolic message that I feel is coming through for you, Aries, spiritually this month, and possibly, as we go into the whole range of new energies that we're going to be seeing for everyone in 2020, that has a lot to do with how you value yourself and how you value like the wisdom that you already contain within you. There's something about reciprocity coming through here symbolically as well, and it makes me feel like you could be this month sort of questioning whether you need to value yourself more highly, or whether your transactions in life are working out in a balanced way for you. So this could involve doing some inner work around your self-worth. It could also involve, if you're an entrepreneur, maybe adjusting your pricing, or it could involve maybe working towards something that's going to be more rewarding for you. It may also involve like sharing more of your own wisdom, right? Because I had the image of like the person's hands kind of showing that they're contained within themselves, and then the other person's hands kind of receiving. So that could mean that you are ready to now share something that you have made peace with within yourself, or something that you have like accomplished or gained in terms of your own life experience. You're now ready to kind of share that with someone who needs it, or with maybe a large number of people who need it, for example through something like a podcast or a YouTube channel or social media, or even writing a book. There's like a sense of you almost being ready to share something that has enriched your life. So let's go ahead and take a look at your cards, and we'll get some more information. Aries, Aries, Aries. Gorgeous. And I will also be working with the Animal Spirit Oracle deck today, just to get you some messages from your Animal Spirit helpers this month. Okay, so let's take a look. We've got Unicorn and Swan as the influence. Wow. Well, the exquisite sort of grace and beauty of these creatures, first of all, stands out to me a lot, Aries. I do feel like as I'm looking at these that it almost does kind of hint back at that message that was coming through in the meditation about almost kind of recognizing something of value within yourself. And that can almost feel like finding a unicorn in a metaphorical sense, because if you've been hard on yourself, maybe throughout the 20 teens in general, or if you have just been going through a difficult period in your life in any way, we can be really hard on ourselves, and we can almost kind of discount or disqualify our own positive or unique aspects. And then so kind of discovering those things or rediscovering those things about ourselves, it can feel like we're encountering almost like a mythical creature within us. We're like, where is this sparkliness coming from? Or where is this like joy, or this new desire, or this new passion, or this like almost a sense of appreciation of self that's coming through with this unicorn energy. And there's like at the same time a silliness and a lightheartedness to it. So you're kind of like, wow, you know what? I'm doing better than I thought. Or, you know, maybe in one specific area of your life, you realize that you haven't really acknowledged the growth that you have undertaken, or the skills that you have sort of developed within yourself. And there's a moment of kind of like aha about that and recognizing it more fully. The influencing energy is the swan. So the message is to go with the flow on this, Aries, because what I really get with the swan card is this sense of kind of graceful, flowing beauty. Okay, this is a time period where you're probably really at the start of something and you don't even know exactly where this is going to go, and you're not supposed to know entirely. Like, we're all, you know, at the very start of something, being that it's the beginning of a new year, a new decade. We are definitely all going to be experiencing a movement towards like new chapters in each of our lives. And the message with this is to allow yourself to kind of go with the flow of where this energy feels like it's taking you right now, and just be graceful about it. Have some grace for yourself, be gentle on yourself, and really embrace kind of the current, because the current may not feel like it's you know, white water, like rushing. Like, that's kind of the swan energy is very subtle and very reflective. So this could be a time period where you're just kind of gently seeing these things percolating up into your conscious mind, these unicorn aspects of yourself. And the message is to just kind of go with the flow of this, follow this joy, follow this sense of, I guess I want to say, mirroring of deeper aspects of yourself that are coming to the surface. Just follow it. Give yourself permission to just follow it. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. We've got the Empress, Three of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the High Priestess, Eight of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. And I wanted to talk briefly as well about this eclipse, because this eclipse that we have coming up, it's a lunar eclipse in Cancer, which is your fourth house, symbolically Aries. But the sun will be in your 10th, so it's kind of an axis when you have a lunar eclipse. There's like a split energy between, you know, two houses along an axis point in your chart. And for you, it's in the areas of your career, which is the 10th house, and then also your home, which is the 4th house. And I really have to say that a lot of those particular energies, like literally your career life and then also your home life, is showing up really strongly as points that could be changing for you in the year, or you know, in this month. There are seeds that are being planted that are going to transform those two very prominent, very important, very foundational parts of your life. So this is big stuff for Aries. And you know, I want to talk about, like, as we go through the weeks of the month, but you go into the year with the Empress and the Three of Wands. So these are both 3 cards. 3 is a number of creativity. It's a number of manifestation. The High Priestess and the Magician both come before the Empress. And so I kind of look at it like the Magician plus the High Priestess equals the Empress, which is sort of, the Empress is the full embodiment of any sort of manifestation, like of ourselves and our physical bodies, but also of our creative projects, or of like the manifestation of the achievement of a goal, for example. There's always this kind of duality of, right, like the yin and the yang, or the magician and the high priestess, that we have to kind of ride that wave of duality of feeling positive and then feeling pessimistic, or, you know, taking a lot of action and then waiting and seeing how things evolve and change. And sort of that process of us embracing the duality of a particular creative process or a particular life challenge, that ends up sort of resulting in how we show up energetically and physically, and how things manifest for us, which is really the Empress. What, you know, on a larger scale, archetypal level, that's really what the Empress represents here. So as you go into the year of 2020, there's a sense of like an integration that is resulting in you feeling very creative and very inspired by your life, like feeling ready to give birth maybe to something, something new, something that will challenge you. You know, and you're at the start of it, which is what the Three of Wands is saying. The Three of Wands is about, you know, being at that point where you're literally about to cross, you know, the start line of a new journey, and you've done your homework, you've done the things that you had to do to get to where you are today, and you're kind of embarking with a positive attitude. So I really like to see that. The interesting thing is that kind of around this eclipse energy, which is happening on the 10th of January, so the second week, we have the Seven of Swords and the Priestess. These are two cards that, you know, independently, we could say a lot of, you know, typical things about these cards if we were just reading them based on book definitions. But seeing them together, I'm asking myself, like, what is the commonality here? And the theme that seems to be emerging is almost a theme of secretiveness in your life, Aries. And this may be like to your benefit. For example, if you are undergoing some significant shifts in terms of your home life or in terms of your career around this eclipse, or if this eclipse is sort of helping to plant, you know, those changes that you know are going to be coming down the road, whichever one it is, it's going to be important. And you may not really want to share too much about whatever you're going through basically at that time. There could also be a sense of potentially like someone around you might be concerned that they're not kind of showing all their cards, or that they're not kind of being absolutely upfront with you. There could be some concerns on your behalf about that. But at the same time, I kind of see your energy showing up as the Priestess, which is very much kind of anchored in your center. So if you ever do have those sensations of like, okay, maybe something is not totally forthcoming here, or maybe something is not really being expressed fully in the situation, or you're waiting for something to come to light, let's say, at the same time, I don't really see you engaging in like excessive worry or anxiety about that, because there is this sense with the High Priestess that you're kind of just trusting. Again, it's that swan energy, right? Like the Priestess and the swan could go so well together. It's this energy of like quiet trust in your relationship with the universe, in your relationship with yourself, and in your relationship ultimately with, you know, your life in general. It's like there's something here that may present a little bit of a question mark to you. It may be unknown, and it could be about another person or a situation that you're unclear about, but the answers will come, Aries. Like the answers will come. And so if you're not kind of feeling like during this eclipse, you know, or a few days before, a few days after, if you're not really feeling super clear on where things are going, don't worry about that, because it will become more clear later on. So that's what I have to say about that, is just sit within your own kind of silence and your own inner peace. And I feel that that is actually what that kind of energy is about for you, really, is disengaging from like the need to either control or understand, you know, fully things that are going on in your life, because you're the sign of individuation. You know, you're the sign that comes out of the watery collective of Pisces. You want to be sort of manifesting your own destiny in a lot of ways. And part of that has a lot to do with, you taking leadership in your life and taking a spirit of independence in your life. But something that can challenge that I see in people with strong Aries is that they want to have a clear sense of their trajectory all the time, or at least some kind of a sense of it. And when we're in the High Priestess mode, we're sort of being okay with being in that yin position, or being in that place of like darkness, but not darkness in like a bad way at all. It's like the darkness of like inner trust. Okay, it's almost a nourishing yin aspect. It's like this is a place of nourishment within yourself that you can go to, that says basically, no matter what is going on around me, I know that this is for my highest good. So that's kind of the energy, and it's very empowering. In the third week of January, we have the Eight of Cups with the Six of Pentacles, and it looks to me like the Eight of Cups person is kind of walking towards the scene on the Six of Pentacles. So this, again, really has a lot to do with what came through in the meditation, spookily, about the people's hands that were open, like they were trying to receive. Look at these hands that are open, that are trying to receive. And here we have someone walking away from the Eight Cups. They're wearing red, and this person's wearing red. So I feel that this red character is more kind of your energy, Aries, because you are kind of a red, Mars ruled sign. And it's showing like you walking away from something that either has felt lonely or isolating or not as satisfying, and then embracing new relationships and new, arrangements in relationships that may involve you sharing more of yourself in some way, sharing more of what you have, sharing more of what you know, sharing more of what you feel that you have to contribute, basically whatever that is going to become something that kind of connects you with other people. So whether or not something like this is happening, for example, leaving a job where you work late hours and you're usually by yourself, for a job that is more people-centric, like that could be a very mundane, literal translation of this energy. But whether that type of thing is happening in your life this week or not, it's showing a general sense of you kind of turning away from something that feels isolating or unsatisfying and entering into a situation where maybe you're contributing more, maybe you're working harder, maybe you are giving more of yourself in some way, but it's something that you're choosing to do, and it feels balancing with the scales. And then by the end of the month, you leave January on the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So this is very studious energy. This is about really working hard. With the Page of Pentacles, this could be something new. It could also be news about a new job, because pages bring news and pentacles relate to work and finances and money and things like that. So you could be getting news about a new job, or you could be starting a new job, entry level sort of thing, or you could be starting a new business. There's also just a general sense of like really embracing something that you want to master, right? With the Eight of Pentacles there, you're very motivated to master whatever skills this new environment is going to demand of you. And I think you're going to excel in this. I think this is going to be something for you, Aries, that you can really like sink your teeth into and you can really like improve over time, which is something that all fire signs love, but particularly Aries, you are that kind of trend-setting sign. You're that sign of growth. Like growth is such a big part of your life philosophy. And I think that with this pentacle energy, whatever's coming through thematically or literally in your life at the end of the month, it's going to give you something that you can really sink your teeth into and get to kind of master over time. So definitely some kind of earthy material or practical process being initiated at the end of the month. It looks like money could be coming in if you're an Aries who's looking for, financial well-being and growth, and that's one of the things that you're really focusing on in 2020. I do see that like trying new things is going to be really important for you to start to see that income coming back to you in tangible forms. So definitely stretch yourself. Don't limit yourself to just doing jobs that, you know, totally fit your current skill levels. Like seek out opportunities and embrace opportunities that will challenge you to grow, because you're going to succeed with that. Like that's something that you're hungry for. So you're going to get more income through actually stretching yourself a little bit in 2020, I feel, and also particularly at the end of the month. And also don't feel, especially around this eclipse, this lunar eclipse on the 10th, don't feel like you have to broadcast everything, or that you have to know everything. Like there's a humble energy to that eclipse for you that has a lot to do with you recognizing internal processes that you're going through. And you know, if you have any doubts or questions about things that are going on around you, but it's impossible for you to get clarity on it at that time, just don't sweat it. Don't let it bother you, because you will get that clarity eventually. I think the main emphasis for your sign with this eclipse is recognizing that that spinal column of your chart, the 10th and 4th house axis, is going to be feeling the reverberations of this energy, and that it takes a while for such foundational changes in our life to happen, right? Like work and home are two of the most kind of core elements of our existence in a lot of ways, and I see big changes coming for you in those areas. So stretch yourself and do something that you haven't done before. I think that that's going to be really successful for you in the long run. Okay, Aries, thanks so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Those things really help my channel, and they really help me to know that these readings are helpful to you. So please go ahead and do that now. If you'd like to leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on this reading, I would absolutely love to hear from you. And if you just want to help me out, put a little comment with a fire emoji down below so you can let me know that you are still watching at the very end of the reading. I always love getting those types of comments from you guys. So been sending you so much freaking love in 2020. Thank you for being here on my channel. I absolutely really appreciate you guys, and I hope that you have an amazing month, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!